Hey guys, I hope you all are doing great and you all are studying really well for the upcoming exam. I am sure a lot of you all will be facing stress and will be really anxious, but believe me, that's completely normal and it basically means you're on the right track and you're working hard enough. This is just a quick video where I'm gonna share how best you can utilize your 15-minute reading time. Now it goes without saying that the 15 minutes are most crucial and they will set the tone for the remaining 3 hour period, and that's why you have to reach your examination hall quite early. I would suggest reaching half an hour before your scheduled exam time so that you get accustomed and comfortable in the 15-minute period. You have a positive mindset and you are not reading or studying during the last minute, and post which 15 minutes prior to your exam time you will receive your paper. You should be ready with a pencil in case you are permitted by the examiner to mark important points, and in case not, on the last page of your answer sheet behind you can write the trick points for each question, so that when you are finally attempting it and reading it the other time, you don't miss out on those important points, because a single word can change an answer in a CA final or rather in any exam, and that's why reading the question very precisely is very important. So in your 15 minutes, I would suggest reading all the questions first. A lot of my friends and peers, what they do is they read question number 1 at the end, because that's a mandatory question and you have to attempt it. So it's okay if you don't read it in the 15-minute period. So you can do as you like, but I would recommend reading all the questions including question 1 in your 15-minute period. I think you can give approximately 2 to 2.5 minutes per question in this time span. And apart from reading all of that, the next action point is to identify one question which you will eliminate or which you are not going to attempt due to options. So when you identify such a question, a lot of students may face confusion as to which question to not attempt, because there may be two questions in which you know the part answer for each question but you are not very sure. So in that case you can make a decision based on how the question is. So if it has multiple subparts and if those are straightforward, it's better if you attempt that question. Secondly, if the examiner has less discretion, say for example it's a practical question, and if the answer is correct you may end up getting a 5 out of 5, as opposed to a theory question or something based on a controversy, or there's some difference between the suggested answer and your author's view or something of that sort, in which case the examiner has a discretion to deduct your marks. So these are some points which you can consider while attempting or while choosing which question to eliminate. Then if a question has clause numbers and section numbers, and if you're very well versed with that, then that will fetch you stepwise marking. Say if it's a professional ethics question, you know the correct clause, although you can't conclude it well, I think you may get marks for the clause number and for writing the relevant provision correct. So that's also something you can keep in mind while deciding what to eliminate and what not. Apart from deciding one question to eliminate, you also have to order the questions in the sequence in which you want to answer them. Now again, while ordering them, I would recommend, and this is universal and everybody follows this, nothing new, but the first three questions should be something in which you are super confident about, so that the examiner knows that you've studied really well, and the subsequent questions, even if you are not 100% accurate, they will show some kind of leniency because they have confidence in your paper. So that's a strategy which you can follow. And the initial questions, it's important to write and present it very well. In fact, the entire paper, your presentation should be top notch, but also not at the cost of time, because you have to ensure that 100% of the paper is also completed. Also, I would recommend that do not keep the last question as something which you don't know altogether. Like in case you're focusing, and that should be your focus, to complete 100% of your paper, then your second last question or the third last question may be something which is slightly tricky, but the last question should be something like something theoretical or something which does not require a lot of your application of mind, so that even if the warning bell has rung and you have 10 minutes to complete the paper, you can quickly scribble even in a nervous situation or in a stressful situation, and you don't have to apply a lot of your brains there, because otherwise if it's a very difficult question at the end, Again, I think because of anxiety and because of the clock ticking really fast, and you know that time is approaching and you have to submit your paper, you won't be able to process your thoughts very well and answer the question very well. So that's something which is important. I think that's it. And make sure that you read it very well, and you mark the important stuff, and you present your paper very well. And in case you feel that like you may order it in a certain fashion in the 15-minute period, but when you are actually attempting it, you might find some trick point and you may not be able to solve the question really well. So in case that happens, it's fine to not waste too much time there and go to the next question and come to the question in which you got stuck later on. I've also covered these important points and tips and tricks in how to crack an out of the box paper. So I will be linking that in the description and you can probably refer that as well. And I think you're good to go. Just have faith, be positive, and keep working hard. Bye and good luck.